Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine, the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ, the hottest shit in the streets. Shout out to the panel as it reaches its premium peak. Shout out to the chat and all of its cacophony spewing out of the cracks and crevices of Flight Sports Block. And definitely shout out to you pulling up the Flight Sports TV here to witness this extravaganza being displayed in the city of brotherly love. As we approach the tip-off, we already know that the New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers are squaring off, and Philly will control the tip of the ball in the first offensive presentation in this here game. The New York Knicks is up 2-1 as Philly is in survival mode, trying to tie the series up and extend the games in the future as the Knicks look to take a 3-1 lead and take control of this here first round series. But it's going to be a slugfest. Hazmat will be present because their assistance will be needed in this here slugfest as these two East Coast behemoths, two of the three top-tier East Coast teams, go head-to-head in fisticuffs on the 94 feet parquet floor. We already know that nobody has scored just yet. Both teams have touched the ball, but neither teams have put the peel in the basket. Philly with their second, third opportunity, and Joel Embiid, the current MVP, throws it down with the monstrous dunk, and Philly gets on the board first. Philadelphia is coming in as the 7th seed, as New York has secured the 2 seed with stellar play by their lead engine, Jalen Brunson. Here we go. Philly with the ball. Josh Hart has had a tremendous playoff appearance in this season, in this matchup, averaging over 20 points a game and averaging over 10 rebounds. So Josh Hart with the ball, he gives it up to Brunson. He has been a stellar helpmate with Jalen Brunson here at the New York Knicks. Fans are excited with this game, with these cross-bridge rivals, Philadelphia and the New York Knicks, as the game is tied 2-2. So they both filling each other out, and we're going to see who will wilter first. Tobias Harris, New York native, turns around, Long Island finest, he misses. Rebound off to Mitchell Robinson as he brings the ball up the court, gently gives it to Devin Chenzo, gives it over to Jalen Brunson, the engine who could. Jalen looks, lefty shoot, and Jalen is good. The last time Jalen Brunson put on a hell of an outfit here in the city of brotherly love, scoring over 30 points and having over 10 assists. Despite the loss, Jalen Brunson did all he could to keep the New York Knicks afloat, but it was not enough from the remnants of the New York Knicks to couple Jalen Brunson's outstanding Game 3 performance. So it's a little back and forth. Nobody has established high-end relevancy. Tobias Harris is in the high dunker spot. Tobias Harris, nice strong move from the Long Island finest, Tobias Harris. A lot of people felt that Tobias Harris has been somewhat of a no-show, but on that possession there, Tobias Harris took control and dominated the province of the New York Knicks. Here we go again. Nice steal. Joel Embiid kicks it out. Runaway Tobias Harris again. Tobias Harris is making himself known in this here game as he scored back-to-back buckets. One from deep in the province, and the other is on a run-out, assisted by Joel Embiid. Nice shot by Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson has had a hell of a career. Some people say this is his breakout season. There was clamor for Jalen Brunson to get some kind of attention for MVP consideration, but most of that fell on numb ears. So Jalen Brunson is down. He's holding his wrist. Hopefully, he's not injured to the point where he become non-effective. But let's see how serious that injury to Jalen Brunson in the very beginning of this here game as we reach the 7-minute zone. Philly's up by the narrowest of margin, 8-7, as Philly shoots free throws. And Kyle Lowry was awarded a stimmy for his aggression. Jalen Brunson kind of flopped on there, minorly injuring himself. And so Kyle Lowry back at home, where it all began in the Philadelphia area, playing college. And he hits both of his free throws. So Kyle Lowry going to have to be a very instrumental piece in this game here, because the New York Knicks is trying to take a 3-1 lead, and that will eventually have them in command of the series. But Kyle Lowry, a Nova Rock, makes his presence known at the Stimmy charity strike. So there's some defense going on early on in this game. I don't think any one of these teams want to have any kind of abbreviation in their defensive fortress, as Tom Thibodeau, aka Tommy T, is known for having such a force when it comes to the defensive stance for the teams that he coached and spews out his edicts. Joel Embiid shoots an air ball, good defense from Hartenstein. Philly's on the board, and Philly looks like they're contesting a foul. And let's see. It looks like there's some type of confusion, but the referee straightened it out and reward the ball to the New York Knicks. And here comes the little engine who could, Jalen Brunson. Devin Sinjo to the rack. Ooh, with a strong move challenging Joel Embiid, but to non-avail. And here comes Philly on the run out, and Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre, the journeyman, hits the nice little floater. I guess that bicycle incident has been long past its relevancy, as Kelly Oubre stands strong as a member of the 76ers. Maxey misses a wild three. Jalen Brunson, the little engine who could, has the ball. He goes to the right, goes back to the left, his strong side. Maxey, good on-ball defense. Maxey with the block. Oh, they call a foul. And Maxey is highly upset, and with his emotion and physical disposition, he is thoroughly contesting that call. So when we look at the replay, it looks like a clean block, but with the follow through, Maxey did put his weight on the skin of Jalen Brunson, and it looks like Jalen Brunson will go to the line to shoot two as he tried to capitalize on the stimulus that was awarded him based on his aggression to the basket. Shout out to everybody. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience here at Flight Sports TV. And we all want to humbly thank Flight for powering up the stream and giving us an opportunity to share play-by-play with the East Coast first round matchup showcasing New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, the New York Knicks on the road, at home, inside the Garden, the Mecca, they secured back-to-back victories and held down their home court. Even though there was narrow, nail-biting, thrilling wins that excited the crowd and reinvigorated the New York Knicks faithful in order to thrust them into a Game 3 winning situation. Unfortunately, that didn't befall the New York Knicks. They fell to the current MVP as he put up a 50 apples on the head of the New York Knicks. And Jalen Brunson with his outstanding demonstration on the court fell short, and Philadelphia got their first win of the season of the series, and now they're in pursuit of a back-to-back victory and tying up the series as they are in survival mode to prevent going down 3-1 and New York going back home into the Garden, the Mecca, Manhattan, that is, up 3-1, and Philly be on the brink of elimination. So early on, Philly has shown some power, some kahunas, and the defense is pretty good. I got to give Tyrese Maxey, the current most improved player in the NBA, his kudos for the challenge of guarding Jalen Brunson, the little engine who could. So that's going to be a terrific task for Maxey throughout this contest, and the energy that Maxey will exude will take away from his offensive output. But you got to do what you got to do if you want the victory, because New York plays very well at home, and they are a tough out inside that Garden. This version of the New York Knicks feel very comfortable protecting their crib. And not only do they feel comfortable, they feel confident as Jalen Brunson hit his first stimmy. Tommy T looking on, trying to really look over the terrain and see what the Philadelphia 76ers have in store so he can counteract any kind of movement from the Philadelphia 76ers. Jalen Brunson missed his second free throw attempt. And now Philly has the ball. A lot of motion going on. Joel Embiid. Oh, nice move for Joel Embiid, but it looks like it's going to be a foul. Joel Embiid with somewhat of a hezzy and up and under move. And OG Anunoby, the great African, will be taxed with a lien, and Joel Embiid will be rewarded for his offensive aggression. So it was definitely a foul. I don't know where Anunoby felt that it was an unjust call. It was obvious that OG scraped the skin of Joel Embiid, and the referee caught him with his hands in the cookie jar. So I think Joel Embiid will go to the line as we reach a commercial break. They got to pay the bills. They got to pay the salaries. So commercials are definitely going to be extra. This East Coast media showcase is going to take advantage of every inkling of a break and flood us with advertising and commercials. We know the East Coast is the media leader in the world. So all eyes have descended on the city of brotherly love as we initiate playoff basketball on this Sunday afternoon. Josh Hart has been a favorable character in this playoff saga. And today, Josh Hart is kind of lacking. And let's see if Josh Hart can break out of the temporal slump that has befallen him in the early onset of this game. Who do you like? Please put it in the chat. Who do you like? Do Philly ties it up and make it a 3-game series? Or do the New York Knicks grab the bull by the horn and escape the city of brotherly love with a victory and take that momentum 3-1 and control of the series back to the Mecca and try to close out the Philadelphia 76ers in grand fashion? Put your picks down. We want to see how clairvoyant that you can be. Engage with us as we put down the live stream play-by-play. New York Knicks being hosted by the city of brotherly love, but we know that is only in words. There's no brotherly love up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's a very hostile environment. It's volatile. It's crazy. It's mad. The fans booed Santa Claus. The Philadelphia fans booed Santa Claus. And then had the unmitigated galls to boo Beyonce. Yes, the same fan base. Boo Beyonce. I'm talking about Beyonce was in her prime, gyrating, and the city of brotherly love booed Beyonce and Destiny Child. Shame on them. We're back at it. Philly has a 5-point lead, and here comes New York, and there's no bucket, but Josh Hart tuck it strong to the paint, and he's a little hurt, like he got hit in the face. And yes, Joel Embiid, the big behemoth, the monstrosity of a man, fouled Josh Hart. Joel Embiid is taking it back to the old school basketball. You know what I'm saying? He's taking it back to the Daryl Dawkins days, the Moses Malone days. He is not allowing any kind of jippy chippy shot coming into his province in that restricted area. But it's all fun and games, you know. Josh Hart, Joel Embiid, you know, it's all good. Josh Hart don't have no ill feelings. But Josh Hart, can you imagine the Los Angeles Lakers and the New Orleans Pelicans felt that Josh Hart wasn't a talent to help their team go forward? Man, was they wrong? Josh Hart missed a second, but he gets his own rebound, gives in New York another opportunity, and inside the restricted area is blocked, and Hardenstein with the dunk. Hardenstein with the uncontested dunk. Nick Nurse does not feel that should have went down that way. Backdoor, and it's a score. Kelly Oubre with the two-handed dunk. Joel Embiid with eyes all over his head found a cutting Kelly Oubre to the paint, and Philly maintains a 4-point lead. New York with the three, New York with the miss, Philly with the lead and the ball. And here is Tyrese Maxey looking to set up the offense, and let's see how he does it. Step back three, Tyrese. Yes! All panties, no draws. Tyrese Maxey extending the largest lead of the game to 7, 20-13. The New York Knicks is up, and the Philadelphia 76ers is up. Jalen Brunson tries to answer, no. Rebound, Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid coast to coast, and it's blocked. Mitchell Robinson with the block. Great defense in the restricted area. Here comes the little engine who could, and he scores. Jalen Brunson put the Knicks a little closer, 20-15, as the Philadelphia 76ers' largest lead of the game has been decreased. Joel Embiid in the high dunkers province. He gets it in the restricted area. He pulls up a hook and it's good. Joel Embiid did an excellent back down. We know that he scored 50 points in the first game in the City of Brotherly Love this year in the playoffs. He's looking to replicate and duplicate and match that scoring output with these kind of moves. Here comes Philly with the ball in the lead. Kyle Lowry kicks it out, and it's a pump fake, and it's a dribble drive. Oh, my goodness, he missed it. Nick Baton, he missed it, but he went for the jugular vein on that one. Great outset of the Philadelphia 76ers. They're moving that ball around. Great energy on the court for the Sixers offensive sets. And Nick Batum will go to the charity strike to shoot two. And let's see if he can capitalize off the stimmy. Unfortunately, he missed the first. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And please hit the notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. We're here live, play-by-play action in the city of brotherly love, the city in which the Liberty Bell was cracked, the city who had a strong fortress in the Revolutionary War. That's why you get the name 76ers. As the United States claimed their independence against Britain, or from Britain. And let's see, there's no taxation without representation, and Kelly Oubre, no, he misses it. Despite Jalen Brunson flopping, here comes Josh Hart with the aggressive drives. He kicks it out. Mitchell Robinson, oh my God, look at Mitchell. Josh Hart again. It looks, oh, he almost loses it. Out to the three-point line, and no, it's off. Wait a minute, was that OG Anunoby, not Mitchell Robinson? Excuse me. My eyes have deceived me. Well, there's a lot of breaking going on. It looks like both of these teams is trying to build a castle on the court. Kyle Lowry with the foul. But one thing I do appreciate from OG Anunoby, he's going to take it to the teeth of the defense, and it's up to you to prevent him from scoring. He's not going to cancel himself out as Nick Nurse makes some changes and bring in some reinforcement. And hopefully that this foray of players can have a stand and Philly can try to increase their lead. Hardenstein, no. It didn't go in. Rebound to Tobias Harris as Philly looks to execute their offensive set. Joel Embiid at the high dunker. He gets it at the elbow and he turns around. Oh my God, Michael Jordan reincarnated. A 7-foot Michael Jordan reincarnated. Unbelievable from the elbow with minimum exertion. He turns around and hit all panties, no draws. And here comes the Knicks to try to counter that excellent play from Joel Embiid. And New York is continually laying bricks. So this is going to be a humongous castle if this continues. 25-15, Philly up by 10. 7 seed versus 2 seed. New York with the home court advantage as we speak, looking to go up 3-1 and take a commanding lead in this first round playoff series. So Philadelphia got the lead and the ball looking to increase. Here comes Philly with their offensive set. Joel Embiid got the ball. Oh, look at the pass. And he executed. Joel Embiid to Tobias Harris from the basically the arc, throws it up, and Harris catches it and lays it in, and Philly enjoyed their biggest lead of this afternoon, and it's set at 12. So Tommy T calls a timeout to try to recalibrate his troops. And let's see after this break in the action if Tommy T can draw up a play that can be executed to thwart the scoring drought of the New York Knicks, because right now the New York Knicks is reeling. They're in dire straits. Philadelphia looks like they're trying to take command of this game early, and if the Knicks don't respond appropriately, there could be a catastrophic collapse here in the city of brotherly love, in which the bloodbath and the bludgeoning coming from the Philadelphia 76ers onto the New York Knicks could be a cause for hazmat intervention. Shout out to the chat and all of this cacophony, and shout out to everyone that's viewing this stream here live. We're early. We're normally a late night live stream platform, but the New York Knicks is playing Philadelphia early to get the interest of the fans of basketball, which is fantastic. Engage as more NBA playoff will ensue after this game. So we got a nice slate of basketball for this Sunday as the New York Knicks inbound the ball, and let's see. Oh, the little engine, he could, and he scores. So off the timeout of Tommy T, Jalen Brunson execute a wonderful curl, and he drives it all the way to the basket for a layup, and New York break their scoring drought, but they're still down double digits. The referee is becoming whistle happy, and it looks like a turnover, and Nick Nurse looks befuddled. He doesn't know what the hell happened and who did it. But nevertheless, it's the Knicks ball, and the New York Knicks looking to score, and Brunson, no, he comes up short. Most times when shooters come up short, that means the legs are a little weary and fatigue could have set in, but there's no time to take Jalen Brunson out, because where thy help cometh, New York Knicks. Nice ball movement for the Sixers. They get it to the wide open man. It's open. He's shooting. It's in and out. Joel Embiid tips it, and no, time have expired. So the first 12 minutes of basketball is complete in this one, and we got 36 more minutes of basketball to go in order to complete this game, unless it goes into overtime. Will extend more minutes for both teams. So the Philadelphia 76ers are on their high horse, looking like superior the team, and the New York Knicks is trying to hold off the equestrian charge from the Philadelphia 76ers. There's been a lot of jostling through the playoffs, and one of the most disappointing aspect of this first round playoff series is in the Western Conference, and whereas the Minnesota Timberwolves have taken a commanding charge of that series against a Big Three unit and the boys from the desert. I'm talking about the Cactus Kids down there in Phoenix, Arizona, and where they are haphazardly down 0-3 to the up young springing of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and where Rudy Gobert looks like the front runner of Defensive Player of the Year. Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, has removed his diaper and zipped up his pants and has become a big boy in the youthful movement of the NBA. Tyrese Halliburton, on the other hand, in the Eastern Conference, he has shown that he has removed his diaper, and he is also one of the members of the big boy club in the youthful movement of the NBA. Tyrese Maxey, should I continue? Paulo Banchero, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner. Should I continue? Austin Reeves, for crying out loud. Whenever you want me to stop, just say stop, and I will. So you got this youthful movement in the NBA that is looking spectacular because there is so much youth, unlike in years past, is representing with full throttle in the playoff scenario, the extended season. Normally, when you have youth in the playoff, which is an extended season, they normally coming off the bench just trying to garner a few minutes to get their feet wet for the future. But this is not the case with this crop of the youthful movement of the NBA. We know LaMelo Ball is injured right now, and he will soon be back to be a part of the integration of this big boy youthful movement in the NBA. And let's see if LaMelo Ball can power his team into the playoff like some of his other draft comrades have done with their prospective team and have risen as the cream of their team to be the face of the franchise. New York has been very famished in paint points. They only secure 6 points in the paint, while Philadelphia has topped them by 10, and they have 16 points in the paint. So they're going to have to address that issue if they want to make this game highly competitive, and hopefully they can steal it. Wait a minute. Man down for the Knicks. Man down for the Knicks, Bogdanovich, or Bogdanovich, looks like he tweaked his ankle and he needs assistance to get up, and he's not able to put any kind of pressure on it as of now, and it looks like he's going to hobble off the court. Oh, yeah. Nick Baton landed right on his ankle. Let's hope it's just an ankle sprain and did not affect his Achilles. But oh yeah, that was painful. And it looks awful in the replay. It looks worse in the replay than it did in live. And so it looks like Bogdanovich might be done for this game. And hopefully he's not injured to the point where he's done for the series. Because the New York Knicks going to need that outside shooting, that outside presence or outside threat in order to legitimize the spacing on the court. New York down by 10, 27-17. Hardenstein with the ball up at the attack. Oh, nice dribble drive from Hardenstein. He takes on Philadelphia and their force in the middle, and Hardenstein will be rewarded with 2 stimmies. Let's see if he can cash in on both and not receive a letter in the mail, insufficient funds. Nope, he didn't do it on the first one. So there were some insufficient funds on his first attempt. New York down by 10. Hardenstein trying to cut into the deficit. And he missed both free throws. Hardenstein missed both free throws. And Philly has the ball in the lead, looking to increase. And there's a lot of motion going on with Philly. I like what I'm seeing here from the starters as well as the remnants. So a lot of high motion on the attack, and it's the three-point shot. It went up, and it's no good. Rebound, OG. He kicks it out to the engine who could. The engine who could. Look at. Oh, he hesitates. He finds a man, and it's good. Hardenstein. I don't know how Jalen Brunson, among all those timber trees, found Hardenstein for an easy layup in the interior of the Philadelphia defense. Philly's looking to answer, and no, in and out. Tip no good by Baton. And here comes Jalen Brunson with the crossover. Hardenstein again. Hardenstein, yes! Back-to-back buckets for Hardenstein. Jalen Brunson with the assist on both occasions, and it is a 6-point deficit for the New York Knicks as Tyrese Maxey goes in, and he doesn't get the call nor the basket. Here comes the Knicks trying to level the playing field. Hardenstein with the aggression, and Hardenstein could not control himself, so ball out of bounds. Nick Nurse is trying to chatter with the referee, but the referee is not giving Nick Nurse a lending of his ear, so it falls on deaf ears. But Philadelphia do control the ball and have a small lead. Shout out to the chat and everybody listening. Put in your super chats, put in your PayPal, put in your Cash App. It's all available here for you at Flight Sports TV. Do not be ashamed, regretful, or embarrassed. Just add to the kitty. Jalen Brunson at the top of the key, dribbling the ball, looking for something. He's on the ISO. And he passes it again, and it's blocked. This time it's blocked. Tyrese Maxey with the ball. Tyrese Maxey pushing with force. Tyrese Maxey looking straight arm and playing football. Tobias Harris is up, and it's no good. But there's a foul. There's a foul. Tobias Harris is real aggressive, Long Island finest. He's looking across his counterparts with the New York on their chest, knowing that he is a New York native. So here is TH. He makes his first stimmy. So he cashed in that. This series he's playing very below par, only averaging 8 points a game, and he almost have cracked that in the first half thus far. Tobias Harris capitalized on the foul. And here comes the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks has been a very tough team throughout the season and getting high praise from the New York celebrity fan base as a team that can get to the Eastern Conference Finals as McBride turns it over and Tommy T looking kind of confused on what the hell McBride was thinking when he made that executive decision. Here come Maxey, challenged by McBride. McBride on the defense. Here's a pass into the paint, and it's no good. Philly blows a good opportunity to enhance their lead. So it remains 29-21, 7-point lead, 8-point lead, excuse me. Math is off. 8-point lead. Philly gets the steal. But wait a minute. Knicks turned the ball over, but there was a whistle blown. And it looks like Reed and Harris was fighting for the ball. And Harris steps on the line. So his wherewithal on the court really just wasted, and superb defensive stance from Philly. Tyrese Maxey with the temporary steal. But Philly is going after the ball. They're not going to allow the New York Knicks to rest on their laurels in their offensive set. They're going after the ball. Wherever the ball is, Philly is looking to be a ball magnet. To get it into Anunoby, he drives. Anunoby goes to the bucket, and he scores. There was some contact, but the referee chose to ignore it. But Anunoby, with his forceful entrance into the restricted area of Philadelphia, and he conquers that Providence on that offensive set. Tyrese Maxey is trying to get his game going, but it's not. Instead, he's looking wild, like a wild child. What crossover? Oh my God. Jalen Brunson with the crossover have Kelly Oubre in the Super Bowl, and Jalen Brunson has brought the lead to 4, 29-25, the little engine he could, and Nick Nurse seen enough. He calls Peel call, and he has to try to regather his troops and align them so they all would be on the same page, regardless of the offensive set the New York Knicks throw at them.
Please subscribe to Flight Sports TV, hit the like button, and leave a comment.
There's a temporary break in the action here in the city of brotherly love, Wells Fargo, as the Knicks continue to show fight and bite. They're not going away until the fat lady sings. And in the Knicks mindset, they're hoping when the fat lady sings, they will have more points on the scoreboard than the Philadelphia 76ers, so they can take a commanding lead in this series 3-1. Let's go to the chat box. Shout out to Thunder. Shout out to Twin. Shout out to Slim, Can Hoop. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. I know it's the circadian rhythm of Flight Sports TV is a little off because we're starting early on a Sunday afternoon because of the 2 of the 3 big kahunas in the Eastern Conference are squaring off in a survival mode game for Philly and a take control mode for the New York Knicks. So we had to dibble into this festive contest and put it in our treasure trove of a library down in the vault of Flight Sports TV. So we thank everybody that been on board and have shown support for Flight Sports TV, regardless. And we are the type of stream and streaming platform that we're going to put on the best available show for you in play-by-play action, regardless if it's 1 or 1 million in the live stream. We do not take you for granted, and we will not shortcut you based on the participation and engagement, because there's always a playback, and the playback garners so much attention because you can skip some parts, you can rewind some parts, you can pause some parts, and it's at your beckon. So that's why, regardless if it's one or a million, you have to put your best foot forward, because there's going to be more in store. So salute to everybody. The Knicks have been on a crazy run, and the Philadelphia 76ers have failed from grace when Joel Embiid, current MVP of the league, went down and missed a significant amount of playing time. But now they're back. They're both in the playoffs, and Philadelphia is looking to take control of this game as Kelly Oubre missed and tie it up and make this series a 3-game series. The best of 3. Oh my God, that was not possible. An aerial incursion from OG Anunoby, flying down the lane like Gordon Flash or Flash Gordon, and throwing down a thunderous dunk. And it's a 2-point ball game, 1 possession lead for Philadelphia, and Philadelphia looks like they're falling apart, and they miss. So New York have an opportunity to tie or take the lead. Josh Hart with another rebound. Give it to the little engine he could. Jalen Brunson has played substantial amount of minutes in his first half, and he misses. He falls short, sign of fatigued legs. But New York gets the ball and gives them a second chance at a first impression. Oh my God, Jalen Brunson! Jalen Brunson, in the face of Joel Embiid, puts it up and ties the game, and it's 29-29. This is the closest the game has been since tip-off. Oh, no way! Tyrese Maxey with the fadeaway 3-point shot as fans put up billboards, "We love Maxey." Oh my God. Just that fast, Philly goes back up 3. Nah, this Jalen Brunson dude is unreal. It's an and one. This Jalen Brunson dude is unreal. And look at his dad. His dad is up in arms, letting people know that's my son. That's my boy. And he takes Joel Embiid into the grinder and ties it up with the and one. Jalen Brunson is on fire. Shout out to you, Chuck. It's a tie ball game. This is like the 3rd time Jalen Brunson have tied this game up. How much do we have in his well? Jalen Brunson has shown that he is a true leader, and he is also one of these pivotal, important players in the youthful movement in the NBA. Josh Hart with another rebound. Josh Hart, he gives it to OG. OG crashes, and he will get the call, and it looks like Kyle Lowry would be called for the block. Don Staley is in the building. Don Staley is in the building. I don't know if she's from Philly or Virginia. I'm not really for sure on that one. But she's in the building. She's in the city of brotherly love. Don Staley, NCAA-WB champion, South Carolina head coach, knocking off Caitlin Clarkland, spoiling her magical NCAA season by falling short in the national championship game. Jalen Brunson has just given the New York Knicks the lead, and Nick Nurse looks pretty nervous. Jalen Brunson give New York Knicks the lead. Good defense from New York. Tyrese Maxey don't know what to do with Jalen Brunson, that they bump chests and they unite uniforms, but Jalen Brunson gets the best out of that thumping. So it's the new sheriff in town. New York have the lead. Philly with the ball. Joel Embiid looks, he spins, he goes to the rack and foul. So Joel Embiid is fouled. I mean, it's kind of a marvel to see a big man with that kind of footwork. We haven't seen that since Shaq. I think Shaq was the last big man to show that kind of superior footwork for a man of humongous size and height. So shout out to Joel Embiid, the dominant force, the big behemoth, the monstrosity of a man. He makes the first. So 34-33, Tommy T don't want Joel Embiid to get started. Because you don't want to wake up beast mode in Joel Embiid, because he just put a 50 apples on the New York Knicks head in the last outing. You don't want him to duplicate that performance. Not today, not now. But Joel Embiid is doing very well and showing that there's a possibility that that 50 apple demonstration could be duplicated in this game if New York is not careful. So we're back tied 34-34 inside the 4-minute zone. Oh, nice shot. So they give Jalen Brunson a break, but New York does not give Philly a break. New York with the lead. They're kicking the ball around. Maxey for three. Oh, my God. Maxey with back-to-back threes. And Don Staley and Dr. J and Allen Iverson on front row seat, Millionaires Row in the city of brotherly love. Here we go. Here we go. Mitchell. Nope. Mitchell don't get it. But Nick Baton with the rebound. Here's come Philly with the lead by the slimmest of margin, 37-36. Maxey! No, he checked. Don't go in. DiVincenzo! No. Oh, Mitchell Robinson missed a chippy, but it looks like he was fouled. That was a chippy. Now Joel Embiid collected, I think, his second foul of the game inside the 3-minute zone. Philly lead 37-36. But Mitchell, how do you miss that? Is that Mitchell? Why I keep... Yeah, that's Mitchell, number 5. Mitchell over there looking like good. Oh, good free throw. Okay. I like that. Tie ball game. I like that. Good free throw. I thought he was Ben Wallace for a minute. The way he missing them old chippies. He missed a second. Rebound Philly. They almost jostled that one out of bounds. Here come Kyle Lowry, Philly native. I know he feels good to be home in a playoff environment because he damn sure wasn't putting on no Charlotte Hornet uniform. So right now, you got 2 ex-Hornets playing in this game. I don't know if Jalen McDaniels is still a part of the Philadelphia construction, because if Jalen McDaniels is still a part of the Philadelphia construction, that means you have 3 ex-Charlotte Hornets on the Philadelphia 76ers roster. Joel Embiid breaks the tie, cashing in that stimmy. He will get his second attempt. As Jalen Brunson looks on from the bench, he doesn't look too enthused to be on the bench, but he got to get his rest. Embiid at both. Embiid is such a superior player in this league and in this era because he is definitely a high-level, 3-level scorer. Plus, he can make his free throws. So that is so freaking abolitionist, if that's the word, Oh, Kelly Oubre from deep. Kelly Oubre from deep. When you have a big man like Joel Embiid, current MVP, timeout Timmy T, the fans are going nuts up here in the city of brotherly love in the Wells Fargo Center. When you have a player with the superior talent as a Joel Embiid, and he also come with height and girth, as he is a high-level, three-level scorer, and he also pings his free throws. So the only weakness that Joel Embiid have ever shown is health. If Joel Embiid can stay healthy, there is no force in the NBA that will prevent him from dominating year in and year out. So he has to come to grips with himself and put the main thing as the forefront. And Joel Embiid can go down as one of the greatest centers that Philadelphia ever had. Because talent-wise, skill-wise, he's head and shoulders above Dirk Dawkins, Chocolate Thunder, or Moses Malone. Moses parted the Red Sea Malone. If he's able to stay healthy, the numbers are there. I mean, he's not going to outdo no Wilt Chamberlain. We know that. Not number-wise. He got a long way to go for that. But excluding Wilt the still, Joel Embiid can make his indelible mark with the 76ers if he can stay healthy and continue to play at a high level on all three providence of that NBA offensive set. So big ups to everybody. Please hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. And shout out to Fight Sports TV for giving us the opportunity to be able to showcase this stream. So we give a big salute out to Fight on that right there. Because he could have shut us all out and enjoyed his weekend with his family. We know Sunday is fun day. Sunday is family day. And he gives us a grand opportunity to be able to be a part of an exuberant experience by watching two of the three East Coast Conference behemoths in this playoff scenario. And the way the game is trending, it looks like this is going to be a bonfire all the way to the last second or last millisecond expires. Jalen Brunson has re-entered the game. The Knicks are shooting 15 of 27 and Sixers 10 for 26. But at the three-point line, the Knicks are famished, 1 for 9. Here we go, Josh Hart with the ball. Looks like the Knicks got their starting five out there, and they do not execute. Josh Hart with the steal. Oh, my God. Oh, it's a foul. Oh, Josh Hart fouled him. Okay. Josh Hart just a little too aggressive on that play. I thought it was a steal, but it turned out to be a foul. So here we go. Philly with the ball in the lead. 5-point lead for Philly. Maxey to Embiid at the 12-foot mark. Embiid puts it up. No good. Rebound. OG. OG pushing it by himself. He's on a solo mission. OG all the way to the cup. OG, no, defended by Embiid, but it looks like it was a tip-in. Oh, Maxey Maxie just got bailed out. Awful call for the ref. Maxie was out of control at the strike position, which is right at the top of the key. And he tried to split two New York defenders, Josh Hart being one of them. And he lost the ball, but the referee called foul. Maxie goes to the line. Maxie makes the first one. 43-39, Maxie with 10 points. Maxie is trying to force his game onto the Knicks. He's not been that successful, but we will accept his aggression. Maxie hit both free throws. 44-39. Knicks are on the opposite side of that number. A three ball. Yes! A free ball from McBride, assisted by Jalen Brunson. So if JB not scoring, he still affect them in other areas of this game. That's what makes him a dynamic player. Here comes Philly. One bucket lead. Good defense from the Knicks. Keeping Joel Embiid up top of the key. They fighting for the ball. Hartenstein looks, and it's a turnover. And then Knicks turn the ball right back over. Kelly Oubre. OG with the block. OG gets the ball. He kicks it out to JB. JB looks for a solo dance, but he doesn't get it. Three-point shot, and it's good. Back-to-back three-pointers from McBride give the Knicks a 1-point advantage. 45-44. New York is not going away no time soon, and it's evident by the way they are executing out here on this parquet floor. Maxey answers. So the New York Knicks lead was just as slim as a New York minute, and Philadelphia is back on top. OG misses, and here come Maxey. Fast Maxey. From three. Oh, my God. Another three. Kyle Lowry at home showing out in front of the fans as a fan favorite. Hits the three. New York is down by 4. The fast clock has been engaged for a minute, and Jalen Brunson, nobody can stop that lefty. 15 seconds to go to halftime. New York is down by 1 possession. Philly looks to close out the half with the last shot, so they're taking their time. And it's a miss and halftime. So it's official. The first half have come to a close, and the Philadelphia 76ers lead by a possession. Man, great basketball.
This is Holly Heat of the Hot Seat with Holly Heat, and this is Flight Sports TV.
Thank you very much for that introduction. Much needed. Everybody hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience.
What up, y'all? It's your man, Freeway Ricky Ross, and you looking at Flight Sports TV. Don't turn that channel.
We know there was a exciting basketball formatted for us yesterday, in which the playoff has been exciting and the competition committee got this thing right. So that in-season tournament that some people scoffed at, laughed at, ignored, and disrespected set the tone for the playoffs that we are witnessing today. Look at the Minnesota Timberwolves. Look at OKC Thundercats. Look at the Orlando Magic. Look at these teams that came out of the depth and the abyss of darkness. You can even throw Cleveland there to some degree, but last year Cleveland did the unspeakable by securing the 4th seed and end up getting upset by the New York Knickerbockers as New York moved on to the second round before their elimination. But these teams that has been somewhat of bottom feeders throughout the course of the 2020s, now here we are approximately 5 years later, and we're looking at the making of a new era of basketball in the NBA. You got Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is getting the praise of pundits, purists, fanatics, as well as those who closely, surfacely pay attention to the game. In other words, casuals. So they are parading the heroics of Anthony Edwards at an all-time high, being in a small market of Minnesota, and we haven't heard this kind of kerfuffle from the Minnesota atmosphere since the days of Jimmy Buckets. And that was short-lived. And prior to that, Kevin Garnett. So the Minnesota Timberwolves, even though they had a long stint with Kevin Love, it wasn't nothing to it because he wasn't able to get him into the playoffs. Kevin Love was a superior talent, but he wasn't able to get Minnesota into the playoffs. Where his counterpart, Paul Gasol, was able to get Memphis into the playoffs prior to him becoming a Laker. So the kerfuffle for the Minnesota Timberwolves has been echoing and reverberating throughout the NBA landscape. Because how unbelievable it is for the 2020 draft, which is the most lucrative and prolific draft probably in NBA history. Definitely the most lucrative. But prolific, that could be debated with the 1996 draft with the Allen Iversons of the world. But despite the historical reference, the Minnesota Timberwolves have depleted their resources. Sold the team, didn't sell the team, getting Rudy Gobert for a massive amount of assets and making him a thorough commodity. It's like he was being endorsed by Merrill Lynch or the Lords of London. That's how high the Minnesota Timberwolves. Somebody always trying to call me. Nope, we ain't finna start that bullshit. No, we're not finna do that. Not today, not now. Having him being solicited for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and people was suggesting that Rudy Gobert was a relic of the past. What advantage you have having Rudy Gobert on your team, especially in the playoffs where a team can scheme against his shortcomings? now, with the advent of Ant-Man, aka Anthony Edwards, it's a new ball game. And we have witnessed Anthony Edwards chaperone the Minnesota Timberwolves to the number one seed for most of the season until the last leg of the season, and where you had an opportunity for the Golden State Warriors or the Los Angeles Lakers matching up with that top seed. And I think Minnesota kind of ducked. I ain't gonna lie. I think they kind of ducked and got out the way and got to the number 3 seed so they could be out of the visions of the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors, 2 teams that could clip you at any given moment. But nonetheless, smart move, Brainiac. The Minnesota Timberwolves have been one of the most surprising teams in the NBA. When you go over and look at the Eastern Conference, and you see teams that has been nestled in the playoffs since All-Star break. One of those Eastern Conference teams has been the team down in Central Florida, the Orlando Magic. Now, the Orlando Magic has been playing under the radar. So they've been beating teams, high caliber teams, having statement building wins along the way, stringing win streaks. But nobody wanted to talk about the boys from Nickelodeon, Slime Town. They didn't want the kids from Kissimmee. So now they are enthralled thoroughly in a battle in the first round with the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are a more experienced, battle-tested team based on what they did last season. Not too much, just 1 year advance. They have 1 year advanced technology over the Orlando Magic. But having Spider-Man, then you have to count eons advance over the Orlando Magic. But albeit the Orlando Magic under the edicts of Coach Jamal Mosley, a guy I met in person one time. I didn't even know who the hell he was. All I know is everybody was gawking over him, congratulating him for some achievement. And I had no idea because my eyes wasn't that focused in Central Florida. If I was going to be focused in Florida, you know it's going to be South Beach. You know it's going to be Miami. You know, some people believe Miami is the state and Florida is the city. So Jamal Mosley coming in with high praise and respect from his peers, I went over to shake his hands and say congratulations. Didn't have a clue of who and what he was and what he represented until I asked somebody. I was like, well, who's the boy right there? He said, oh yeah, he's the new head coach for Orlando Magic. I was like, oh, okay. No big deal. Orlando Magic, okay. No big deal. Glad for the brother get a head coaching job, getting a shot. But now, years later, look at Jamal Mosley and the kind of influence that he have instilled into the Orlando Magic. And now the Orlando Magic is approaching the playoffs with respectability, especially after they got their feet wet in the first 2 games, to come back on Orange Blossom Trail and secured 2 wins at the Disney Center. That is extraordinary for a youth coach and a youth team being led by Paulo Banchero, Franz Wagner, and Jalen Suggs. I've seen Jalen Suggs play. I always said I know his uncle, Big Church, former bodyguard for Floyd Mayweather. He have graced the panel of Flight Sports TV on numerous occasions. Hopefully we can get him back soon to talk some Orlando Magic and Jalen Suggs basketball. But I warned the people about Jalen Suggs. I said, this dude finna take Cole Anthony's spot. And if Markel Fultz is not careful, he will get splinters on the pine as well. Now, Jalen got hurt, so that didn't season well when I said it, because I got onto Jalen at Gonzaga, right? Especially during that awesome tournament run and where they reached the final. And they beat my boys, UCLA and Jaime Jaquez Jr. and company, with a final Hail Mary shot from nearly half court to ink out a last second victory as the clock expired against my UCLA Bruins, which was devastating. So from that point, I said, there's something about this kid, Jalen Suggs. Let me keep an eye on him. I did. So I went and watched him play, and the brother's smooth, man. This young cat have a smooth, mature game. He's not rattled. You cannot speed him up. You cannot slow him down. He is so rhythmatic in his shooting, and he's a lefty as well, which goes unnoticed to most of the eyes of pundits and casual fans. But I said, once he gets the understanding of how the NBA operates, I said, this dude's going to be something. He might not be like a Jalen Bronson, but he's going to be a stable rock for the Orlando Magic. And that's what they need at the point guard. They don't need to be erratic. They don't need to be running without purpose. They need calculation. And Jalen Suggs is the type of guard who is very calculative and moderate with his risk taking. Coming from a school like Gonzaga, that's the mindset they insert in their young men in their program, to be calculative and moderate with your risk. And this is why Gonzaga has always been, in the last few years, one of the top teams in the NCAA, despite being from the Pacific Northwest and not much talent, as we know, go there. So the Orlando Magic has put on a great show for the NBA and the youthful movement. And I'm telling you, there's nothing reminiscent about the Orlando Magic as a dog and pony show. These guys are legit, and they are very fashionable when it comes to playing basketball the right way. So I appreciate that. And like I said, now my perception of the Orlando Magic has seasoned well. Shout out to Flight Sports TV. Now, the number one team, in my humble estimate, is the Oklahoma City Thundercats. I say Thundercats because they are so freaking young. I mean, Shea is probably the only one, Shea and Lou Dort is probably the only one that have removed their diaper. Everything else with the Oklahoma City Thundercats is reminiscent of diaper dandies. They're so young, but yet mature and coachable. And Mike Gagno, the head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder, those boys from the Red Clay, has been nothing but extraordinary. Here we go as the third quarter just underway. New York with the ball. New York down by one basket. Hardenstein shoots and Hardenstein ties it up. 49-49. We said this game was going to go down to the wire. I do not see any epic collapse from any one of these teams so far. I mean, it's trending the way that I previewed it, not previewed, but purviewed it beforehand. Because I looked at this game statistically, after game 3 massacre of the Knicks, I was like, what game 4 is going to look like? So definitely this game was in my purview, and this is why I'm here streaming it. Looks like they're double teaming Jalen Brunson and caused a turnover. So Nick Nurse have come out with a different defensive set, and where they are double teaming Jalen Brunson, and the Knicks are trying to force feed him. And the Knicks nearly turns the ball over, but the referee gives the ball back to the Knicks as the Knicks are slowing down and looking to execute the X's and O's. OG with the spin. Wow. OG with the 12-foot jump shot at the charity strike. All panties, no draws. So there's a tie game once again. So the pendulum of power in this here matchup is at the 50 mark. Joel Embiid, 3-level score from the elbow, hits all panties, no draws, and so Philly goes up by 3. So this is very intense coming out of the break. Who's going to establish themselves? As this game, Maxey from deep? Nope. Maxey tried to do his impression of Damian Lillard, but to no avail. The little engine who could got the ball. He bouncing Maxey down, and it looks like there's a foul on Maxey for the encroachment of the path of Jalen Brunson. So Maxey is doing his best to try to be an impediment, but Jalen Brunson is just too good. And I know a lot of New York faithful don't have full composure and trust in Jalen Brunson because of his size. Mentioned Jalen Brunson, he missed that rebound, Long Island finest, Tobias Harris. He looks to give it to Joel Embiid. He pump fakes. He takes Hartenstein. Here comes Josh Hart to double team. He misses it. They rotate the ball. They get it back out. And they shot it. It's a make it. It's an one. And one. Tyrese Maxey takes it to the rack. Josh Hart removed himself from the defensive assignment and had Devin Chenzo running scamperedly towards Tyrese Maxey. And Tyrese Maxey put him on ice skates, and you got a blocking foul from Jalen Brunson and one. Tyrese Maxey looking to capitalize. And he does. He hits the free throw. It's good. Philly increased the lead to 5, 56-51. New York with the ball and the deficit. Here we go. Nice pass to Hartenstein. 2-on-2 matchup, and no! Joel Embiid with the good defense. Oh my God, from the corner, Oubre. Oh, Oubre gets it. Oubre hits it. Oh my God, they just went up 8 points, an 8-0 run for the Philadelphia 76ers in a hostile environment. Can the New York Knicks weather the storm? Can the New York Knicks survive the encounter? Right now, the 76ers are up by 8 as they go on an epic 8-0 run to start the third quarter. Wow.
Please subscribe to Flight Sports TV, hit the like button, and leave a comment.
Man, just that fast, you have instantaneous acceleration from the offensive standpoint. The Philadelphia 76ers blitz the New York Knicks with a scoring barrage culminating to an 8-point lead. And now Tommy T calls timeout to stop the run from the Knicks, and hopefully he can regather his troops, calibrate them in the proper alignment, and the New York Knicks can go on their run for this here game and third quarter. Because they cannot lose this third quarter. It's crucial for the Knicks not to lose the third quarter based on the fact that Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby have played significant amount of minutes. So rest must ensue sooner than later. But if you keep getting beat down, if you rest and bring in your remnants, it's a possibility this game could get out of hand and out of hand fast. Shout out to all those in the chat that are engaging with me, that's hanging on. Listen, it is fabulous on this Sunday. Is it still afternoon? Yeah, it's still afternoon. It's not past 3 o'clock. On this fabulous Sunday afternoon, that you engage with Flight Sports TV and make yourself known and be a part of the brick in the wall. As you look behind me, you can see this brick wall. This is what we're building. We're building a fortress, not to keep you in, but to protect you from unwanted suspects that might try to deter you through confabulations, lies, deceit, misinformation, bad information, etc., etc. So this is what this brick wall represents, that we are strong like a wall. There's no weak link. And if you want to be a part of the brick in the wall, please feel free to show some kind of grace and gratitude by hitting that Cash App, hitting that Super Chat, hitting that PayPal. Because when you do that, we know that you want to be a brick of the wall. There's nothing like putting skin in the game when you're a part of the game. So big ups to everybody that's rocking with Flight Sports TV as we witness a good showdown. Adam Silver is present in the building to watch this showcase of extravagant talent. The 76ers host the New York Knicks, and the 76ers have an 8-point lead coming off an 8-0 run against Tommy T and company. New York with the ball coming out the timeout. Let's see if they can execute. Hardenstein, no. Rebound, Joel Embiid, and it's a foul. It looks like that foul will be on Devin Tinso. He's coming in unabated and out of control, and he runs into the back of a Philadelphia Sixers player who was boxing out. And that's why it's important to keep the fundamentals of basketball alive. That play right there was a great fundamental play where you box out and prevent the opposition from getting a second chance opportunity. Philly with the lead and the ball, 59-51. Joel Embiid at the high dunker gives it up to Maxey for the three. No. Rebound, Hart kicks it out to the engine who could. He challenged Embiid. No good. Kicks it out to Devin Sinjo for three. Oh, in and out, heartbreak for Devin Sinjo. Here comes Kyle Lowry and the Philadelphia 76ers. He holds it up. Give it up to Tobias Harris. He takes it to the rack. Tobias is good. Tobias Harris is showing moxie and aggression, and he is being definitely rewarded for those traits. Tobias Harris on the basket is a 10-point advantage for the Knicks. A 10-point deficit for the Knicks, and it looks like there's a foul call. So Josh Hart and Kyle Lowry look like they got into some kind of physical attachment. And let's see. Oh, Josh Hart swung his elbow. You cannot do that. You cannot swing those elbows recklessly. So Josh Hart was reckless with the ball. And Josh Hart would take a seat. Kyle Lowry would take a seat. Maybe until better temperament prevails. But it looks like it's a break in the action as Jalen Brunson is confronting the referee that he want to make sure there's no discrepancies when it comes to the whistle. He wants this game to be even and balanced when the referee decides to make a call for or against the New York Knicks. So Josh Hart will be tagged with a foul. I guess they're going to look at it and see if it's a flagrant. And prior to, well, while simultaneously, while that play was going on, it looks like Jalen Brunson got hit as well by Joel Embiid. So it looks like it's going to be reviewed to see what level foul they will attach to Josh Hart, and it might just be a common foul. The New York Knicks lead this series 2-1. They're looking to take a series command with a victory, being up 3-1, while Philadelphia 76ers find themselves in survival mode to try to level the playing field with a victory and tying the game up. So it looks like the New York Knicks will just be tagged with a common foul, no flagrant. Joel Embiid out. Oubre in space. Oubre shoots and Oubre miss. So Knicks with the ball down 10. Here come the little engine who could on the solo. Kicks it back out to OG. Here come OG. A lot of isolation ball for the Knicks. And OG misses. Yeah, the Knicks need to remove themselves from this isolation ball because I don't think Philadelphia is the team that you want to isolate against. As soon as I give Philly a little credit, Oubre turns the ball over. A little too erratic. So Joel Embiid, after displaying his emotion in game 2, a lot of people thought that was very athletically pugnacious. You don't display yourself that way. You're sending a bad message to your team. But then he exploded for 50 apples on the head of New York as Jalen Brunson get into his bag with his veteran move, and Tobias Harris fell for it. Jalen Brunson with an and one attempt. (53-61) inside the 6-minute zone. Jalen Brunson with 25 points already, 11 from 18 with 8 assists. So he's having a spectacular game thus far, trying to will his team into victory. And I'm noticing Nurse and Thibodeau are staying with their main 5 for a protracted time. That shows the nature of the severity and the seriousness of this here matchup. Philly up by 7. And Jalen Brunson is doing a lot of complaining. I think Jalen Brunson just needs to focus on getting his team together and leave the referees alone, because he's becoming a gnat in the ears of the referee. And we know referees hate those who present themselves like a leaking faucet. Kelly Oubre, he makes it. The lead increased by 1. He has another attempt. Joel Embiid looks a little winded, but he still remains in the game. And this is a great opportunity to catch some wind. Kelly Oubre makes both free throws. The score is 63-54. Knicks are down by 9. Knicks have the ball. They got Joel Embiid just playing safety, but that doesn't affect Jalen Brunson as he nails a 13-footer right in the face of the Philly defense. It looks like Joel Embiid is playing illegal defense, though, because you can't roam like that. You can't play free safety. Offensive foul for Maxey. Maxey is crying to the referee. He's looking for assistance. He's looking for help. He feels he's been unjustly targeted, but the referees is not trying to hear any of that because Tyrese Maxey did put his shoulder into Devin Sinjo. Jalen Brunson with the miss. Jalen Brunson seems like he's trying to put the team on his shoulders, but you got to be more of a team player. Oh, turnover. Philly. Philly is looking discombobulated. They're coming apart by the seams as I speak. Another turnover. Here comes Josh Hart. Josh Hart turns the ball over. Maxey raced down to get it. Maxey do get it. Maxey for three. Oh, no. Maxey missed the heat check. And then you got OG with the dunk on the other end. So that was a bad offensive set for the Sixers. Maxey shot the ball. No Sixers came down as assistants. And Kelly Oubre turned the ball over. So I guess that bicycle incident is starting to affect him. Maybe he needs to go into a regression therapy to get that bad memory out of his head. Jalen Brunson with the ball. Kelly Oubre on the defense. Mano on mano. There's a switch. Tobias Harris takes up the challenge. Jalen dancing. Here comes Jalen. He makes his move. Isolation basketball. And Jalen does it. He scores the basketball in ISO motion. And his father is proud. So there's a timeout. Breaking the action. So Brunson got almost 30 points already. But he's I mean, you want him to do it, but you still want him to give his teammates an opportunity to touch the ball when it go down. And Jalen Brunson is not doing that in these last possessions. Josh Hart is doing it, but Jalen Brunson is not allowing other teammates to touch the ball. So maybe he have got into his head that it's either me or thee. And he chose me. Shout out to the chat.
Please subscribe to Flight Sports TV, hit the like button, and leave a comment.
So this is the first game of many on the NBA slate today, giving you some entertainment for your Sunday afternoon. Whatever you guys choose to do on Sunday, the NBA wanted to interfere. And Flight Sports TV want to interfere. But we're not pulling anybody's hair. We're not putting anybody in the chokehold. It is all voluntary to come kick it on Flight Sports TV. We do not coerce you, and we do not force you. This is not a club. This is not a lodge. And it's definitely not a cult. I can't speak for these other people, but we definitely not a cult. Nor do we invite cult-like environment or atmosphere. No, we just don't do that. It's always free will, free volition. If you want it, we're here, you got it. But if you choose not, oh well, we're still going to provide an exuberant experience because that's just what we do. And right now, this is somewhat of a platform aberration because we normally go live and go up in the PM time zone. But today is different. We got the Knicks in the city of brotherly love. We got two of the top three franchises in the East on the competition tier fighting it out on a Sunday afternoon. And we just got to get a bar of that. So we bringing everybody along to share in this here atmosphere. So shout out to you, big ups to you, and we wish you longevity and success in all of your righteous endeavors. So Jalen Brunson is sitting at 30, but the Knicks still have a little hill to climb. They're only down by 3. So Philly with the lead and the ball. 63-60, while Joel Embiid is fouled. Hardenstein is taxed with that lean. Tom Thibodeau looks confused, like, what the hell was that? I've seen little kids be more violent with each other than what I witnessed between Hardenstein and Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, he makes it. Joel Embiid checks up for his second free throw. And the Knicks lead by 5. Excuse me, Philly leads by 5. The Knicks are down 5, but they do have the ball and an opportunity to cut into the deficit. Jalen Brunson is dancing. Oh, bad shot, bad angle. He missed that one. Too much ISO. And Philly whips the ball around. Kelly, no. I don't know, man. Kelly is so sometime. That has been the mark of his career. 1 minute Kelly is unguardable, and the next minute Kelly is foo-foo. And this is why Kelly cannot just get the type of contract. It looks like that was blocked by Brunson. Get the kind of contract that he deserved, because that foo-foo comes out too often. So it looks like another foul was called. Buddy Hield does not get any playing time. I wonder why. Why would you trade for somebody? Don't give him any playing time. Is it because you don't want to play defense? Bronson with the free throw as he adds to his scoring total. New York's is putting up a really good fight because Philly is playing good basketball. Just only a few occasions you saw some numbnut style basketball, and Kelly Oubre was involved in all 3 of those. Joel Embiid gets fouled again by Hardenstein, and Hardenstein continues to show his frustration of how he's going to guard Joel Embiid. He's trying to do his best, but Joel Embiid continuously to trick him with whimsical moves, and Hardenstein falls for it every time. And so, to his dismay, he becomes frustrated. So Joel Embiid is scoring from the free throw line, and he's resting at the same time. So you can't have that. That's why you can't foul Joel Embiid. You can't allow him to rest because his stamina is not that great. But by him going to the free throw line, he gets rest. He can take a deep breath and rejuvenate from that brief moment of non-contestants. Here come New York. Wow, they all over Brunson. And Josh Hart goes hard to the floor. He looking to get assistance from his teammate. Jalen Brunson come over, his college teammate, because both of these guys played in Philly at Villanova. And they are two strong rocks. I believe Jalen Brunson was the player of the year during Lonzo Ball last one and done season at UCLA. And Lonzo was number 2, if I'm not mistaken. Or Jalen Brunson was player of the year prior to that. No, I think he won twice, right? Didn't Jalen Brunson win 2? Back to back? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I know Josh Hart was in the running for player of the year in college at Villanova. Josh Hart is a definitely staple rock of Nova. So they go 1-1 at the free throw line. They down 4. Joel Embiid takes a temporary break. And I think it's maxi time. Oh no, Joel Embiid is on the court. Wait a minute, I thought it was on sideline. Oh my God, Kelly Oubre shot a wild 3-point shot and went up, hit the top of the backboard and went back in. These are the type of things that indicates you probably going to win this game. Oh, Devin Senzo, comeback 3. Fuck what you heard is what it is. Devin Chenzo. Knicks down 4. Like I said, neither one of these teams are going to dive away from this here contest. There's no shy moments, no regret. Either play and move on or go home. Oh my God, here come the Knicks. Devin Chenzo, back-to-back 3-point shots. The Knicks are down by the slimmest of margin, 70-69. And Joel Embiid with a 3. Yes! A dead on 3. Joel Embiid halts the scoring drought for the 76ers, and Don Staley is flabbergasted. Ooh, Jalen Brunson. He shot that unconscionably. Oh my God. Hardenstein with another foul. Hardenstein looked like he's going to foul out. Jalen Brunson just pulled up in rhythm. Didn't show a pulse. It was a very big shot for Philadelphia for New York Knicks after Joel Embiid hit the crushing 3-pointer straight on from the top of the arc. So these guys are shooting from distance much better in this half than they did the first half. Joel Embiid missed the free throw. Shout out to Chris and Dre. Joel Embiid hit the second. So it's a 1-possession ball game. Joel Embiid is looking to play safety. He swats. Oh my God, Joel Embiid holding his knee. Joel Embiid is holding his knee after he swats Jalen Brunson attempt at the field goal. But Joel Embiid gets up. Joel Embiid gets up from that crash. The biggest guy on the court versus the smallest guy on the court. Great defense from Joel Embiid, though. He played him all the way out. Devin Chinzo with the score. It's a tie game. Once again, this is a great event that the Knicks and the Sixers are putting on for the crowd and for mainstream media. It's an old slugfest. Illegal defense, Devin Chinzo, but they don't call it. Once again, Joel Embiid tricks using his skill and whimsicalness against OG, the great African. Actually, that was Africa on Africa violence, even though Joel Embiid is now a U.S. citizen and will be playing for the United States Olympic team. He makes the first stimmy. Next, we got Dallas leading the Clippers 2-1, game 4 at D-Town. Shout out to Chuck Morris, Go USA. Yeah, they should bring gold, Chuck. There should be no reason why the USA cannot bring gold. That's too much talent on the team, despite Kyrie Irving not being a part of USA basketball, which is a travesty in itself. There's no way you put Tyrese Halliburton over Kyrie Irving. There's no way. It's unconscionable. 76ers got 76. Bronson misses Hart with the hustle. The Knicks are drawing cold. Hart with another rebound. Hart is keeping hope alive for the New York Knicks as time winds down in the third quarter. The Knicks will hold for the final shot. Here comes Bronson. And one! No way! No way! Jalen Bronson, the little engine who could, ties it up and has an opportunity to go up one if he executes the and one. And Jalen Bronson is just cursing and showing excitement, and he is thrilled because he feels the New York Knicks is the East Coast, even though the better DJs come from Philly. Don't fight me on that one. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Kyle Lowry puts it up. And no, it doesn't go in. So after 3, the New York Knicks are up. Jalen Bronson is limping. He's a little gimpy, but I don't think that's going to keep him out the game. So they're going to look over Jalen Bronson to see how serious it is. But Jalen Bronson, with his heroic third quarter, put the Knicks atop of the Philadelphia 76ers, despite being in a hostile environment and a misnomenclature of Philly being a city of brotherly love. We know definitely that is not the case. But Bronson doesn't care. He goes in a hostile environment and he is greeted with inhospitable terms, saying, "Go home, loser." And Philly tries to tie up the series. But instead of Jalen Bronson taking those harsh epithets that was hurled at him. He used it as fuel. He takes the fire of Philly and use it as fuel. And as we can witness, that fuel has turned into octane. And the New York Knicks are up after 3/4 of a grueling and grotesque matchup with limbs and body parts scattered all over the Wells Fargo Center up in Philly. And Hazmat definitely has to get involved and intervene to cleaning up this mess. But wait, there's more. Joel Embiid looks a little tired. He kind of was gimpy. Him and Jalen Brunson, for that matter, are both kind of gimpish as the last 12 minutes of this game is about to be underway. So what star will take the bull or the Matterhorn by the horn and chauffeur their team into a victory? Right now, Jalen Brunson has an upper hand as he's having a wonderful scoring output against the Philadelphia 76ers. Can the New York Knicks survive the encounter? Can the New York Knicks win and take game 4 and command of the series and take it back across the George Washington Bridge, up across I-87 or the West Coast Highway, and with a 3-1 lead? Can it be done? Can we hear the horns of cars celebrating a victory going across the George Washington Bridge? This will be a magnificent win for New York if they can secure the victory and take control of the series. We got 12 minutes of basketball inside the inhospitable Wells Fargo Center Arena. And there we go. Maxey with the ball. Maxey with the attack. And Maxey doesn't get it, but they get the rebound as it comes out. And yes! No! He missed. What's this, Cameron Payne? I think that's Cameron Payne. He missed that shot. Oh! Wait a minute. No good. Wait a minute. What happened? No good. Precious Achua dunked the ball. It went in and came back out, and then somebody tried to push it in through the bottom, and the referee says no good. So Philly catches a break right there. Oh my God, look at Payne. Payne brings the pain. What was that show, Private Payne? So Philly takes the lead, 78-77. I mean, man, this is gut-wrenching right here. DiVincenzo, he challenges, and he doesn't get it. Nick Batum, oh, he runs into the referee. Nick Batum was not able to corral the loose ball coming off the rim. So the New York Knicks get another chance to try to regain the lead. Shout out to everybody. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. Ooh, nice shot for Precious. Who's that? Who shot that? McBride. McBride hits another three from the corner, 80-78. The Philly fans are gassed. Maxey tries to counter, but to no avail. And Philly got the lead and the ball. Heat check, miss. Here comes Payne. Payne steps up to shoot. Oh my goodness! No way! No way! Payne brings the pain. Payne brings the pain and puts Philly up by one. We are witnessing an instant classic. Oh my God, Flight Sports TV, the machine. We are witnessing an instant classic here on the hardwood up at the Wells Fargo Center as the Philadelphia 76ers host the New York Knicks 7-2. Pardon the technical difficulty. I don't know what the hell happened. Something kicked me off the stream. But we are witnessing an instant classic. Oh my God, the product that's on the court is giving us maximum entertainment, and it is nail biting, on the edge of your seat kind of thrills that we are witnessing at the Wells Fargo Center. And big up to the New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers opening up playoff day on Sunday for the rest of the festive evening as playoff basketball continues on through the night and will be capped off, I believe, with Minnesota and the Phoenix Suns down in the desert. So, man, this is crazy. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I do not have a dog in the fight. I don't have skin in the game. I'm just an innocent bystander who is projecting what I see onto you. And we definitely appreciate you being here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, though. That's crucial. Hit that like button. And if you're here for the first time, hit the subscribe button. Because this is what we do. And what we do well. So this game is going to go down to the wire. I feel it's going to be some ontological shock with a buzzer beater. This is what I'm wishing for. I'm wishing for a buzzer beating game. It doesn't matter who hits it, what team wins. I just want a buzzer beater. I want a nail biter. Edge of your seat entertainment being brought to you by Flight Sports TV, powered by Flight himself. So this is a magnanimous event because Jalen Brunson has his third career 30 points, 10 assists game, most in franchise history. This little engine who could continuously to impress the New York fan base. And let me tell you, New York and Philly are some of the most disgusting fan base that you try to impress with. So big ups to little engine who could. Here we go. Philly up by one. New York with the ball. OG looks, OG hesitates, OG attacks, OG scores. So this is a seesaw battle. Jalen Brunson is on the bench. And New York couldn't be nowhere better than what they are now at this juncture of the game. 82-81 New York. Embiid whips it around. Oh, was that a block? Was Nick Batum blocked by Josh Hart on a dunk attempt? Oh my God, here comes Jalen Brunson as he has a temporary break. Josh Hart just blocked Nick Batum on a dunk. Great defense from Josh Hart as he give us the Popeye look. That means one eye closed. So here we come. JB with the ball. JB in the honey cuts. He's challenging Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid looks. Joel Embiid's. Oh, yes, right over the fingertips of Joel Embiid. Knicks take a 3-point lead. Jalen Brunson with the basket. Here come Maxey to Batum. Back to Maxey. There's some confusion going on. Who wants to shoot? Maxey takes it to the rack, and Maxey missed. So here comes Josh Hart, full steam ahead. And no. Josh Hart does not get the basket. It looks like it was a charge. Too close to call. But Jalen Brunson is putting on a show. We have to admit that. He's definitely putting on a show. Joel Embiid. Nope. Nope, he doesn't get that one. Here come Brunson again. Knicks are up by 3. Give and go. No, Joel Embiid with the defense. Knicks are scrambling. No, good defense. Tobias Harris. Oh. OG Anunoby puts it up over Kelly Oubre, and they take a 5-point lead. The Philadelphia 76ers are in jeopardy of going down 3-1, and New York taking command of the lead. And is it a timeout? Yes. Timeout. New York up by 5. Jalen Brunson has turned away from ISO basketball and becoming more team-oriented, and the Philadelphia 76ers are down.
What up, y'all? It's your man, Freeway Ricky Ross, and you looking at Flight Sports TV. Don't turn that channel.
You heard the man. So we had a commercial break, and a lot of great things is happening in this basketball contest. I just want to bring y'all up to speed. So please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. The New York Knicks is putting on showcase basketball as they were struggling to stay afloat. Then the little engine who could tuck the Matterhorn. It was some ISO basketball, which a lot of purists don't appreciate, but it was a necessary evil that must be done. And the little engine who could, Jalen Brunson, went on a scoring barrage and kept the New York Knicks afloat while the rest of the Knicks catch up. And then soon OG caught up. Soon Devin Chinzo caught up. Josh Hart caught up. And to some degree, Precious Achua caught up. And now you have the Knicks with a 5-point lead. And the Philadelphia 76ers on the brink of elimination if they lose this here and go down 1-3 to the New York Knicks. And having Game 5 played at the Mecca, in which the crowd would be totally unruly and ruckus. So let's see how this goes. only have a few more minutes of basketball left.
This is Holly Heat of the Hot Seat with Holly Heat, and this is Flight Sports TV.
Hi, Holly. So for the remainder of the night, after this game come to its conclusion, you got the Mavericks and Clippers. You got Bucks and Pacers. And then to cap off the night, you got an elimination game. With Phoenix and Minnesota. So the Philly squandered an opportunity at coming off a timeout. Here come Maxey. Maxey makes it. So Maxey turns it into a 3-point deficit. So with the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Phoenix Suns, that's the first elimination game of the year in the extended season. Oh, no, was it? No, it was. I take that back. The Lakers was the first. Jalen Brunson, he gives up the ghost. Josh Hart turn around. Josh Hart shoots. Josh Hart is short. Josh Hart is foul. So you have a lot of Nick Faithful in the crowd tonight. They deeply sprinkled in amongst the Philly fans. And the Philly fans look pretty subdued. As New York fans look very energetic, and the New York Knicks look energetic as we reach the 6-minute mark. So we halfway home. We got a little over 6 minutes of basketball for this contest to determine the results. Josh Hart just hit 2 free throws. Josh Hart had 5 offensive rebounds. That's way too many for a game like this. 88-83. Philly's down 5 with the ball. Kelly Oubre. And Kelly Oubre narrows the gap to 3. There's a lot of basketball left to be played. But it just feels, you can feel the thickness of the intensity on every offensive set. Jalen Brunson misses. Joel Embiid throws the ball away. Joel Embiid throws the ball away. So that was a squandered opportunity. Wait a minute. It wasn't out. That ball wasn't out. That ball wasn't even close to being out. The Sixers just got shafted unless they challenge the play. Oh, yeah, they're going to challenge that. That ball was nowhere else. How did the referee call that out of bounds? What part of the court was his view? And was he the one to make the call? So that was crazy right there. So the Knicks are trying to hang on and turn this into a 3-1 commanding lead in the series while Philly is playing in survival mode. But one thing I can say, this last call is definitely a bogus call. Tyrese Maxey was not out of bounds, nor was the ball, but the referee was right there on the baseline. I don't know how he missed that. He's right there looking at it. So Philly should have this ball back. Philly should definitely have this ball back. It is painfully obvious the referee missed that call. And he's going to have to explain that to Adam Silver because Adam Silver is in the building. So this little break in the action helps New York and it helps Philly. Both of them get some rest. And both of these teams, according to the energy that they have exerted, didn't mind that there was a break in the action. So Philly retains the ball. Bad call from the ref. It was obvious Maxey was not near out of bounds. Oh, Maxey scores. Uh-oh. It's a 1-point ball game. New York 88, Philly 87. Maxey seemed like he wants to wake up and come to the dinner table and feast. So, New York with a three? No. Rebound, New York. Josh with a three? No. And there's a foul. And there's a foul. Was a foul on Josh Hart as Nick Nurse is barking to the ref. Wait a minute, did they get the ball to New York? Oh, yeah, they gave the ball to New York. Jalen Brunson just goes down the middle of the lane like Moses parting the Red Sea. New York up by 3. Joel Embiid double team. Joel Embiid kicks it out. Maxey to the rack. Joel Embiid. Oh! Kelly Oubre with the dunk coming in from the side as he sliced through and gets the dunk 90-89. New York up by 1. This is a fantastic game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, turnover. Jalen Brunson turned the ball over and forced McBride to foul Maxey. And Maxey calls a timeout. So they'll foul. Maxey called timeout. Sixers down by 1. Good hustle for Tyrese Maxey. That is the pivotal reason why Maxey is the most improved player this year. Shout out to the chat and all of your engagement. And for those who are listening and haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button so we can improve the stream and the algorithms. We're under 5 minutes of basketball, 4 minutes and 43 seconds to be exact. That places inside the 4-minute zone. So this is a wild one. This is definitely a wild one. New York is shooting 45% from the field, and Philly is shooting a disappointing 39% from the field, but yet they're down by 1. Both teams are shooting below average from the distance, 29% from New York and 32% from Philly. as they fared just a little above New York. Kelly Oubre! Oh, he's blocked. I ain't seen Kelly Oubre move that fast from that far of a distance in a long time. New York is dominating on the rebound as they are +3, 44-39. You would think that the Philadelphia 76ers would have manned that Providence, but that is not the case. Maxey wide open. Nope, at the back of the rim, and New York comes down with the ball, and they have the lead. So New York looking to go up 3 or more in this possession. Dancing is Jalen Brunson. He gives up the ghost. And Josh, no. Rebound, who they give it to? The ball stays with New York. Tommy T from the sideline barking instructions. Ball goes off the head of Kyle Lowry. Way to use your head, son. Here we go. Bronson dancing. Josh Hart got to now. He lunges. Oh, terrible shot. Don't tell me there's a foul. Yep. Don't tell me Kelly Oubre fouled a three-point shooter in a desperate situation. Oh, that's a horrible call. That was a horrible call. The ball don't lie. McBride misses the first of 2. Philly fans are starting to become energetic. They're giving him 3. So he makes a second. And now here's the final. When we look at the tail of the tape, assists, steals, and blocks, the Sixers have out-assisted New York 23-18 +5 in that category. 4-1 in blocks. Joel Embiid is throwing up prayers right now. Excuse me, steals, 4-1 in steals. And in blocks, the New York Knicks has topped the Philadelphia 76ers 9-5. So those are the tail of the tapes for those 3 categories. Philly with the ball, down 4. Maxey with the ISO gives it back to Lowry, back to Maxey. Good defense from the Knicks. Oh my God, look at this. Lowry for 3. Joel Embiid for 3 and is blocked. Shot clock violation. The Knicks with a tenacious round of defense. 24 seconds at its finest, causing a shot clock violation at a crucial moment in this game. And Precious Achua blocked Joel Embiid 3-point attempt to kill the clock shot. Uh-oh. Looks like Kyle Lowry will be called for a foul. The Knicks are crashing the boards big time. So that's telling me that Philly is tired. Because Joel Embiid is nowhere near the fucking rim. Yeah, Joel Embiid, he's done. He's tired. They got 2 minutes and 42 seconds left of basketball. Knicks up 4, 89-92. Excuse me, up 3. So here go the defensive set. I'm looking at Joel Embiid. I'm focused on him. He's not closing out on nobody, and he's not securing the rebound. He's just walking around. They're going to heavily criticize Joel Embiid if they don't come out with a victory, because New York is having too many opportunities to get the ball, and then another opportunity. McBride for three? No. Yeah, Joel Embiid is done. I'm looking at him. I do not see any energy from Joel Embiid. He is practically ready to fall the fuck out. He looks very slumped. And this is why his shots are short. He's not getting any lift. And you can't rest him, or can you? Maxey with a step back? No. New York gets the ball with under 2 minutes to play, up by 4. Neither one of these teams have been any kind of a scoring punch. There's been a drought in putting the ball in the basket. But that's because the intensity, and both of these guys are tired. We're just going to see who wills themselves to victory and who wants more. As Jalen Bronson is fouled, he is definitely tired. He refused help from his teammates because he wants those extra seconds of rest before the referee sets up the free throw. So the Knicks look a little more tenacious coming down the stretch than the Sixers, as Jalen Bronson got 42 points. 43. And it keeps piling on. The fast clock is engaged. New York up 95-89. The Sixers seem like they just ran out of gas because they are down 6 with 55 seconds left. And it looks like the New York Knicks might take this one. Philly is settling for shots from the distance. New York is scrambling on defense, looking good with it. Got Philly all out of rhythm. Knicks take a timeout. And Jalen Brunson, the little engine who could, has basically taken over the city of brotherly love. So Jalen Brunson with a 45 piece on the road. Remember, this is a road game. Man, oh man, that's little engine who could, man. Some people was crying that Jalen Brunson was overpaid. But when you get into moments like this, you know darn well he wasn't overpaid. And Jalen Brunson is worth every freaking cent and weight in gold. From the way it looks like Philly is slumping, Joel Embiid run out of gas, the war of attrition kicked in, and Philly forgot to bring their armory. Shout out to the New York Knicks for coming into this hostile environment and putting up these numbers. It seemed like a 1994 slugfest. That iteration of the New York Knicks was very volatile and stout and defined themselves as a defensive team. So Bronson and Tommy T have turned back the clock of time and given us a iteration of the New York Knicks from the 1994 era. Joel Embiid's foul. Not much time came off the clock. Joel Embiid have yet to score in the fourth quarter, and that proved my point when I was insinuating that Joel Embiid is fatigued. His stamina wouldn't allow him to get the lift and the rhythm of his shot. Let's see how these free throws go. Look at, he missed a free throw. Yeah, he's done. Joel Embiid is done. And that hurts. So we got 26 seconds left. Knicks up by 5. A 26-point night for Embiid, but he only scored 1 point in the fourth quarter. And this is where you separate the men from the boys. You better foul. What are they waiting on? Oh, man, they must have fouled. They still not fouling? What are they doing? What Nick Nurse got these boys out here doing? Oh, they get the turnover. They get the turnover. The Knicks get the turn. I mean, the Philly get the turnover. They get the turnover. But what happened? They blew the whistle. Is it foul? Do Maxey go to the free throw line? I think it was a foul. No, a coach's challenge. So the Knicks get the ball back. Wow. 26 seconds. Yeah, this one looks like it's done.
This is Holly Heat of the Hot Seat with Holly Heat, and this is Flight Sports TV.
Please subscribe to Flight Sports TV, hit the like button and leave a comment.
Yeah, I think that was a clean block. Yeah, that was a clean block. It's over. It looks like the Knicks will retain the basketball. The game clock is at 26 seconds. Score 95-90. Wow, that was great defense from Jalen Brunson. Maxey just knew he was going to either be fouled or he was going to have the bucket. And that was great defense from Jalen Brunson. He watched that ball all the way down. Wait a minute now. What they going to do? Who are they giving the ball to? "26 seconds left to go. And there's still some kind of misunderstanding But it looks like the Knicks will be rewarded the ball and retained based on the coach's challenge. And Nick Nurse looks devastated. Wow. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 26 seconds left of basketball. Philly dude gets the ball. Oh, Jordan B hit a three. Jordan B hit a three. But the three is no good because there was a foul prior to the shot. So they're reviewing this play. And Maxey will go to the free throw line. So there's still hope in Philly. I'm trying to figure out, was it a tech? Did somebody get tech? Yep, it was a tech. Wow. Josh Hart misses his free throw, but they still got cushion though. The Knicks still got cushion because they up by 4. Oh, Josh Hart missed both free throws. Oh man, they leaving the door open. Yeah, this one's over with. Yeah, it looked like this one's over with. New York came into a hostile environment and squeaked out a win with the heroics as we witness Jalen Brunson continue his hero's journey in a Knicks uniform. So it's a free throw game. Sixers only down by 3. Kyle Lowry just throwing his body just anywhere. Kyle Lowry is throwing his body into a short pond looking for goldfish, a narrow pond. So it's a 3-point advantage Knicks with 5 seconds left. So do Kyle Lowry misses this free throw on purpose, or do he scores it and play the free throw game? Oh, he missed. Yeah, that might have done it right there. Yeah, that's over with. Yeah, Jalen Brunson make both of his free throws. 5-point differential in the score with 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson, 47 piece. This is all but over. You might as well put the mustard on the hot dog, because this one's all but over.
Please subscribe to Flight Sports TV, hit the like button and leave a comment.
Jalen Brunson put the nail in the coffin with a 47 points performance as Sunday playoff NBA basketball continues. Next up is the Mavericks and the Clippers. It's a cold travesty that Kyrie Irving is not a part of USA basketball. And when Kyrie Irving spoke on it, he said they felt he didn't fit with the team. And it's over. Knicks take a commanding 3-1 lead. Final score 97-92. The little engine who could put up 47 apples on the dreadful 76ers. It's a wrap. I think this series is over. New York might advance as they getting closer and closer to a round 2 matchup. Who would they play in round 2? The winner of Boston and Miami, right? Trey said heart dog. Yeah, Hart was out there balling, man. He was just running like a chicken without his head. Okay. Hey, listen. We're going to kick back up tonight, probably for Ant-Man versus Kevin Durant, because we got to get Ant-Man on record for the closeout game. And we might have a Cash App giveaway for the Ant-Man game. I guess me and Flight will discuss it up until the time. And when we put up the thumbnail for the game, it will be listed. Cash App giveaway for Ant-Man stats. Points, rebound, assist, in that particular order. Ant-Man deserves it. He deserves a Cash App giveaway at Flight Sports TV. And when we start giving away Cash Apps for particular players, you best believe sooner or later we're going to start highlighting these players as the extended season roll on. So big ups to Ant-Man. We're going to see what he do tonight in the desert. Can he close out Kevin Durant in the big 3? Or fuck the big 3, it's just big meat. We're going to see. Ant-Man, we're going to see if you can do your thing and cross over from a diaper dandy into one of the big boys in the youthful movement of the NBA. Michael Jordan already stamped you, Ant-Man. And Michael Jordan don't endorse players like that. I mean, for crying out loud, he didn't ever endorse Harold Miner, who was nicknamed Baby Jordan. So definitely going to have this. Please hit that like button. Share the stream if you want. But we definitely finna have some Ant-Man tonight. I don't care if Flight is tired. I'm finna wake him up out of his sleep and tell him to get on the ball and start this Ant-Man stream. I don't want to hear no bullshit. I'm going to hold him up to that. And we're going to rock and roll with Ant-Man tonight. And we want to put a Cash App giveaway. I want somebody to take my money. Can you non-predictive persons take my freaking money? It's here for the taking. So salute to everybody that was rocking with us. And we are out.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.